Hope it's working. Anyway,
Yeah.
welcome to the National Social Security Advisor Certificate Program, Social Security Open Forum. It's a beautiful Monday, Cincinnati, Ohio. My Cleveland Browns won yesterday, and
Cool.
sorry, Jacksonville, and the Cleveland Indians won, so their magic number is 9. So
Yeah.
this is a really good day. Anyway, thanks so much
Guardians.
what's that?
Guardians.
No, the Indians.
I
I would
And
never-
play, they
I
play
would
at the
never,
Jake too, don't they?
never call them the Guardians.
Anyway.
Anyway, this open forum, as you know, is brought to you by the National Social Security Advisor Certificate Program. After a day of intense training, advisors take an assessment. After the assessment, they join 2,900 folks across the country that have earned the NSSA certificate since Jim and I began our class way back in 2013. Jim, can you believe it's been such a long time ago?
Yeah, it's gone by pretty quick.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I might have some other people in the waiting room. Oh, I do. Bear with me, folks. I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, here we go. I think I've omitted everybody so far. All right. Well, thanks for being here. I hope all of your NFL teams won yesterday. Jim, sorry about the Bengals.
Mhm.
God,
Nah,
here's a
Did better than I expected, but
Here's a 52-yard field goal for the Chiefs to win that game.
Yeah.
And of course, Teresa, I want to congratulate you on your Steelers being in first place in our division.
Wow.
So congratulations. All right. Everybody knows how the procedure here, how we get things going. If you want to be up there, just press the raise your hand and I'll get to you quicker. Wanted to let you know we do have classes coming up. We've scheduled all of our classes for next year, and I don't know if I can remember all of them, but we have six webinars and we have 6 in-person classes. Got to mute everybody here, folks. We will be in Orlando, Charlotte, Cincinnati, Chicago. I know there are 2 more, Jim, but I can't remember what they are.
there's one Phoenix and one Philadelphia.
Yeah, 6, Phoenix and Philadelphia. Orlando's in February. Philadelphia's in December. And the other ones are kind of split in between the 6, the 2 of those. All right, folks, we have a pretty good turnout. 36 of you have joined us today. So I'm going to just start with the top left-hand square, and I'm going to go to Teresa, our Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I won't talk about the Pirates.
I've got nothing today. I'm just listening. Thank
Okay,
you.
I really did wish the Pirates had beaten Minnesota more than
Yeah.
once for their 3-game series, but oh well. Victor, you're next. You and your dogs.
Yeah, I don't have anything either. My Cowboys got trounced yesterday by the Saints. So,
Yeah.
but my son lives in Cleveland, so I can
Okay.
also be a Browns fan.
Okay, good. You know, it's amazing how a team can win by 15 to 20 points on the road and then lose by 15, 20 points at home. Okay, we will go to Paul. You're next, Paul.
Mark, if I'm trying to get an exception for a family on a married couple for an IRMA, filing of the SS-44, must it both be for the husband and the wife, or can it be joint?
Well, it needs to follow the tax return.
Right.
So-
no, yeah, the tax return is joint,
Yeah.
but just on that form, the SS-44, can it just be as joint, or must the husband and wife each file that separately?
Jim, what are your thoughts?
If they each have Medicare, I would think they would probably both have to fill out the form. I
Okay.
haven't run into that, so I'm not sure 100%, but better safe than sorry.
Got it. Thank you, guys. That's it.
Hey, Mark, it's both people have to fill that form out.
There
Thanks,
we go. We got
Andy.
an expert.
Yes. Andy is my Medicare person. Thanks, Andy. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. I didn't know
Thank
the answer, folks.
Good.
What can I say?
I like it when I guess right.
Anytime it mentions anything related to tax, I'm clueless, even though I'm a former CPA.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Paul. Kate, you're
Yeah.
next, Kate. You're on mute, Kate.
I
There
don't
you
have
go.
anything today.
Thank you.
Except for Chris Lester's question.
Oh, you're waiting for Chris? Yeah, you guys work together, right? Your
Yeah.
colleagues? Okay, thanks. Kate.
Absolutely. Thanks.
I think it's Steve. Steve Frazier, is that you? You're on mute, Steve.
Hear me now?
Yep,
Yeah.
can hear you now.
Just, by the way, the course was so great, and I'm glad to be part of the NSSA. A quick question, is it possible for anyone who's 70 or older to not enroll in Medicare Part A? Is there a way to get around that? Or is it's just a given?
Well, the only way around it is to not file for any benefits. So
Right.
if they receive a monthly benefit, they'll have Part A.
Okay, thank you. I figured as much. I was just hoping. A lot of HSA folks who are working longer and who also want to enroll in
Okay.
their Social Security. So that's the thing that I run into a fair amount.
Okay,
Perfect. Thank you.
thanks, Steve. Let's go to Adam. Hi, Adam.
This morning I have chief shame because we just keep on winning. I don't know why. It's by a toenail. It's by
Are
a
you-
field goal.
You're
All
Kansas
right, cut him
City?
off. Sorry, Adam.
I don't have anything though.
Yeah, Adam, did you come to our class on August 29th? I don't recall if you were there.
No, I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. So
Oh, Colorado.
I
Okay,
was born in Kansas and
okay,
have lots of ties to Kansas City. So
okay.
Well,
All
say
right,
hello
well-
to my granddaughter. She lives in Fort Collins.
outstanding.
All right.
Now, I'm not happy about it, but I want her back home. But yes, she loves it out there.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Adam. We go to
Yeah.
Bruce. Hi, Bruce. Bruce, you there? Okay, well, by invite by Kate.
I'm on.
Okay, go ahead, Bruce.
Okay, had nothing really to say except I'm still in mourning for Thursday night when Tua got hurt.
Oh,
Oh, that was
yeah,
brutal.
yeah. When's your next game?
I think it's Sunday.
Yeah, still in concussion protocol?
Yeah, he's not coming back so soon.
Yeah, he should. Honestly, folks, I'd retire with, a buttload of money. All right, thanks, Bruce. All right, Chris, you're next, Chris.
So good morning. So the question is Kate alluded to. So we had somebody email us and I wanted to just double check that we knew. So she wrote us and we having a meeting with her, but she is a recent widow, but she was also divorced. But she thinks her husband, or ex-husband, made more. And she wants to know how to find out from Social Security. So when you have a toxic relationship, a non-conversational, or somebody doesn't want to give you information, how does somebody in this circumstance? So the widow, obviously that they can handle through Social Security, and she is 60, so she is entitled. But on the divorce side, if they were married more than 10 years and, she wants to access off of his benefits, how would she find out, or refresh me on the rules again? He has to file first in order to claim, isn't that correct?
No, if they've been divorced for at least 2 years and they're both at least age 62, she can file off of, but you're talking about widow now. So you're not talking
No,
about.
well, widow is her current husband died, but the
Okay.
ex-husband's still alive and
Okay.
she wants to claim on him.
Okay. Jim, I'm gonna let you handle that one, guy.
Yeah, I mean, if they've been divorced 2 years or more, sounds like that's the case. As long as they're both age 62, it doesn't require that he have filed for benefits. She can still draw off of his record. The problem she'll run into is maybe how much is it going to be? What's his Social Security number? If she's got his Social Security number, that's great. That helps a lot. If she doesn't, then she'll need, well, first of all, she'll have to go into Social Security with her divorce decree. If it shows the date of marriage, that's all she needs. It'll show that they had 10 years of marriage and it's been more than 2 years since the divorce. If it doesn't show the date of marriage, she'll need her marriage certificate. If she does not have his social security number, then they will ask her as much identifying information as she knows. Obviously, his name, date of birth, place of birth, maybe mother's maiden name, that type of thing. And generally they can find it. Hopefully his name's not John Smith, because they'll never find it. But, most of the time they can. And once she provides that information showing she's eligible, they'll look to see if she's eligible, how much, and they can take an application if they need to.
Perfect. Thank you. You clarified it both, guys. Thank you.
And they can determine by looking at the divorced husband and the husband that recently died who made more.
Yeah, they'll look at each record. They'll pull up each one, and it'll show the PIAs on each of their records. So yeah, that's real easy for them to do.
Okay, great.
Okay, thank you, folks. Go to Susan. Hello, Susan.
Good morning. I was actually trying to pull together my question. So I may not be very coherent on this question, but I think those will probably go to Jim. So if you have a married couple and the higher wage earner started benefits and then elected to stop their benefits, so they're before their full retirement age, and the spouse was eligible for spousal benefits and also started before full retirement age. So the spousal benefit ends upon the higher wage earner stopping their benefits, correct?
Yeah, did he withdraw the application?
Yes.
Yeah, that would actually withdraw both applications.
So then does she need to wait, or he or she, the spouse, the lower wage earner spouse, do they need to wait until their higher wage spouse reaches full retirement age, or until they elect to start again? Because what if they wait until age 70?
Yeah, to get the spousal benefit, they'll have to wait till they actually file and begin their own benefit. The higher earner begins their benefits for the spousal benefit to be payable.
Even if it goes out to age 70. So
Yeah, even if they wait till 70.
thank you.
Sure. See, that worked out pretty good.
All right, thank you, Susan. Lamont, you're next.
Good morning, all. I'm new to the program. I just finished the course, getting ready for the assessment. So I'm literally just here trying to soak up some knowledge. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna drink my coffee with my Raiders cup. Yay, Raiders. And then we'll just, go from there. All right.
Guess the Raiders won too yesterday.
Yes, they did beat up
Ooh.
on the Baltimore Ravens. And
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. You guys, you're welcome. You're welcome. Happy Monday.
Yeah.
A little bit of good news.
Maybe they can go 0-16. 0-17. Sorry if you're a Baltimore fan. All right, we'll go to Barry. Hi, Barry.
Nothing this morning, Mark. I'm just listening in. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. Danny, you're next.
I'm doing the same, just listening in. Thank you.
Okay, Danny. Aaron.
You got to me quicker than I thought you would. I have a question, and I had already emailed Jim a little bit about this. I have a disabled adult child who recently qualified and was granted, it sounds like, supplemental security income. And I'm just curious, when the parents reach filing age, the father will wait until he's 70 so that that benefit can grow, obviously, because the child's going to need that benefit for a very long time. But when the mom files, what does that do to the SSI that the child is getting? And what does that do as far as, Jim, you had mentioned Medicare benefits being available to the child at that point in time after mom's been on for 2 years?
Yeah, the Medicare is not part of SSI, but Medicaid would be. So when mom files for her benefits, then the child will be eligible for half of her PIA, and they'll deduct that from the SSI. They disregard the first $20 and then deduct dollar for dollar. So depending on how much it is, it could either reduce the SSI or completely eliminate it, if it's a higher benefit. So they do require that person file for benefits. They don't have a choice. If they would not choose not to file, they'll just stop the SSI because it's a needs-based program.
They force them to take the auxiliary retirement benefit.
Yes, they force them to take any benefit that they're eligible for.
Okay.
So as soon as mom files, and they'll ask in the application if you have a disabled child, disabled before 22, and if she answers yes, they'll take an application for that person. Now, as far as Medicare will kick in after he's eligible for a payment for 24 payments, 24 months. So in 2 years, he'll be eligible for Medicare. If he's still on Medicaid, then they will pay the Part B premium for him. And then Medicaid basically acts as his supplement. So Medicare will pay first, Medicaid pays second. That's why the states pay the premium, because it's to their advantage.
So he'll still have Medicaid. It'll just be the
Yeah, there's
secondary.
protections in there that even if his benefit is wiped out, he should still be eligible for Medicaid.
So would that mean that he probably wouldn't need to get like a Medigap policy?
Right, as long as he's on Medicaid, he wouldn't need a Medigap policy, because that's what Medicaid will be for him.
And then is there anything, like I know with able accounts and things like that, you have to limit either the income that the child receives or the assets they have and things like that, so that you don't mess up any benefits. Is there anything like that that applies to a Social Security auxiliary benefit for the disabled child?
No, there's no limits on resources or other sources of income. That doesn't affect the SSDI or the disabled adult child benefit, just the SSI.
But if mom were to have earnings in any given year, the earnings limitation, that would flow down to the child, I assume, just like any.
Yeah,
other
it'll
auxiliary
affect his benefit as well. And then when dad files, he stays technically entitled on mom's account for a couple reasons. One, it keeps the Medicare intact, and he could get a higher benefit from dad's record, but then gets a little complicated, but they get into what they call a combined family maximum. So if
Yep.
mom's going to draw off of her husband's record as well, the family maximum could limit benefits. So they'll factor in her benefit and his benefit and the family maximum. I don't know. It's around 6,000 plus is the family maximum. So it means they both can draw a higher benefit. It may be the full benefit they're entitled to.
Okay, because if they both got 50% of dads, they'd both be auxiliary, right? So
Yeah,
they'd be under the family maximum then, as long as there's no other disabled kids or anything else going on.
right. If mom draws on her own and dad draws on his own, then when dad files and he becomes eligible for 50% of his PIA, family maximum wouldn't be an issue anyway.
Okay, all right, cool. I think that's all I have.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Aaron.
it.
sure. I hope that's the same answer I gave you in the email reply.
It all lines up. Yep. Thanks.
Hey, Jeffrey, you're next.
Okay, thanks. I'm glad you chose me because my question has to do with SSI kind of as well. So just to continue on with what Aaron was saying. So I've got a case where the child is receiving, it's a disabled child, they're receiving SSI. They're over 18, obviously. And the child has earned enough credits to get SSDI on their own record. And so they are in the process of applying for the SSDI, and the SSDI benefit is going to be 339. So my question is, if the SSI is reduced by their earnings, like let's say to 330, and the SSDI is 339, so now really there's zero benefit coming in from SSI, so it takes it to less than $1. I've heard that SSI going to less than $1, you lose the benefit. Is that true? And if so, for how long? Is it just that month?
Well, if you do less than $1, they just don't pay you. You're still entitled technically, but they just don't pay any benefit, and it's however long it remains that way. So if he's on his own SSDI, it'd probably stay that way from that point forward.
Well, and the earnings fluctuate, so the amount that it reduces his SSI fluctuates. So some months it could be, his earnings might reduce it to where SSI is, the SSDI is not 339. It might be less. So he actually would be entitled to SSI. So it'll just go on and off. It'll flip on and off month by month.
They'll base it off of they'll look at each month's earnings and see what does that make the SSI. And if it turns out he's due a payment, then they'll pay him. I mean, he should always get the SSDI, assuming he's not earning SGA, substantial gainful activity.
Right.
And I assume he's not, since his benefits are so low anyhow, but they'll pay him the SSDI as his earnings fluctuate. If he's due money because he's got lower earnings this month, then they'll pay him the SSI, and they do review that. They look at it monthly. They may not look at it every month, but eventually they'll go back and say, okay, we'll look at the past 6 months or whatever. It just depends on the person he's dealing with at Social Security, but he would be due payment. So there could be months he's eligible for an SSI benefit, and then other months he wouldn't be. But he'll always get the SSDI.
Okay, he'll always get the SSDI, and then they may true it up then if they don't do the SSI every month. You're saying
they'll
they
catch
would
him
kind of
up.
reconcile it and true it up and say, well, for the last 6 months, we owe him this much SSI.
Yeah, at a minimum, SSI, they're supposed to have what they call a reconsideration every 12 months. And so if nothing else, they would settle up with him at that point. Hopefully they're not waiting that long, but at a minimum, that's what it should be.
Okay, great. Thanks. And then I have one more, if that's okay. This is I just want to confirm that this same client, so they've applied for the SSDI for the child. They were denied initially, and they missed the window to, what do you call it? Just appeal.
Yeah.
So they had 60 days, and so they missed the window to appeal. So they want to reapply, and I understand they're allowed to do that. But somebody had told us that make sure that the case to appeal is closed, because they won't let you reapply if you've got an open case on the same thing. Is that true?
Well, though, yeah, if the appeal period is open, then they want to file the appeal because it protects his original application date. So they'll be able to tell that when they go in to file. And that they can look to see, can he file an appeal? If not, then they'll take a new application.
So should they go into the local office? Is that the best way to do that then?
We either go in or call and make an appointment to do it over the phone. Either way is fine. You talk to the same people either way. You should call them and make an appointment right away.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Jamie, you're next.
Hey, good morning. Just listening this morning, but similar to Victor, my Cowboys got killed yesterday, but my wife's from Cleveland, so we've kind of adopted the Browns a bit. So similar to Victor's story earlier. So
very good. Thank you, Jamie. I go to Elisa. Hi, Elisa.
I'm coming. Okay.
There you go.
All right. So I recently saw an actual application that one of my clients had filled out online. My first question is, if a client is going to backdate their decision by 6 months or whatever, can they do that online? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's part of the online application. When they ask when you want benefits to begin, if you're past full retirement age, they'll give you up to the 6 months retroactive to choose.
Okay. So it's okay to do that online.
Yeah.
I also have other people who are doing the disabled child with a child in care, spousal. So I sent them into the office. I said, they're doing too much. And then, so this application that I saw, the guy is turning 70 this month in September. So Social Security benefits for September actually get paid out in October. So do you say I want the benefits to start in September or in October?
September.
Okay.
It starts with the month that he attains 70, which would be September. He won't see the increase until October, but or the payment until October, but he does want it to start with September. So that's his month of entitlement or month of election.
Okay. And then I just want to make one more comment to Kate and her colleague. Just a reminder that for the ex-spouse, they'd only get 50% off of that person. And for the widow benefit, you get 100%.
Got it. Thank you.
Appreciate it all. Pamela, you're next. Anything, Pamela, you like to share? We'll move on to Barry. Hi, Barry. I muted you, Barry.
No, I'm just listening, Mark.
Okay.
I've lost connection and reconnected, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of thought I asked you already. Okay, thanks, Barry. Tony, you're next, Tony.
Yeah, good morning. I
Hi.
just thought I would add that I had a client with the Medicare thing, with the filing for the appeal of IRMA. I had a client that was trying to be proactive, sent a form in, thought it was joint. It was not. They each have to send a form in, and it's been a complete nightmare trying to get that corrected. So make sure your clients do 2 forms.
Okay. Thank
And
you,
I'm from
Tony.
Northwest Ohio, Mark. So I'm a big Browns fan and Indians fan. Excited
Okay.
about the Indians, not so much about the Browns still.
Yeah, neither am I. Yeah, I've come to the realization, and you go, folks, I'm 68, even though I don't look it. I don't know what I look like. During my lifetime, the Browns would never be in the Super Bowl. So I've already come to that realization.
It's sad because I'm thinking about the draft, and that's not a good thing.
Do they get a first round pick this year?
We do finally.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we give them all to Houston. All right, Tony.
Steeler fan. We'll share some Super Bowl rings with you.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Jim, Teresa does not get a $50 gift card.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
keeping track of all these Browns and fans and stuff, so it'll be complicated coming up with some numbers today.
Danny, you're next, Danny.
Whoops, I've already been. I'm good.
You've been okay.
listening. Thank you.
Interesting. I don't know. Tony's been, Stevie's been. John, have you been? Okay. Go to Lori. Hi, Lori.
Hello.
Hi, good to see you.
Hi. I don't have any questions. I'm just patiently waiting for Saquon and the Eagles tonight.
Okay. The Eagles, did they win their first game?
Yes.
Oh, great. Good. Okay,
Thank you.
Okay. Natalie.
I am just listening and learning today. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. Caroline. Caroline's iPhone. There you go.
Hello, I'm just listening in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mike, you're next, Mike.
Yeah, I lost my passion, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it, for the Browns back when they moved away. Luckily, my passion unfortunately never came back. So I still follow them, but no passion.
Oh, when you moved away.
No, they moved away. The first.
Yeah,
moved to
Baltimore.
Yep. So when they came back, the passion just wasn't there, and that's a
Okay.
good thing, I guess. But anyway, I did have a question regarding Social Security. So I've heard from several clients, and I heard from a couple other advisors that a quasi quote unquote trick that SS office plays on people when they come in and they want to sign up for their Social Security check today. I'm whatever age I am, that 9 out of 10 of them they offer, well, we can sign you up today, but if you want, we can get you a lump sum of money and just, backdate it 6 months and you'll get X amount of dollars to, given to you today. And so that's advantageous for the government over the long term. And if it's advantageous for the government, it could or maybe be disadvantageous for the, the public. Have you heard of that, or am I barking up a tree here?
No, you're not. That's something they do. If you're past full retirement age, you have the option of electing benefits 6 months retroactively. Now, what you do is you
that option, but they seemingly don't push it, but they seemingly push it onto people to give them the lump sum.
Well, they should tell them about it so they know, but they should also be telling them that they're going to lose 4% of their delayed retirement credits. So
Precisely.
what they should be telling them is, yes, we'll give you a lump sum. This is the amount, but this is what your benefit's going to be, as opposed to not taking the lump sum. So do you want the lump sum, or do you want money, a higher monthly benefit amount? They're supposed to be very forthcoming with that and not just push the fact that you can get 6 months retroactively. They're supposed to cover the whole deal.
But if somebody's dangling, $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 in your face, and they're going to lower your payment by $80 a month or something, that's a huge difference, I think. So,
yeah, it's just whatever's worth it to you. It all not only lowers their benefit, though, it would lower the survivor benefit. So how important is that too?
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Mike, what part of Cleveland do you live in?
I'm in Youngstown.
Youngstown. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate it. All right. Joyce, you're next, Joyce.
Good morning. Hey, go Pack.
Go who?
Pack.
Oh, Packers?
Yeah. Packers.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I am listening today, but I'm hearing a lot of conversation here about children with disabilities, and this past few months, I've been running into a lot of that. So, they can get challenging sometimes, and I have a lot of people that are not even aware of the fact that they should be setting up conservatorships.
Well, now when they do file for Social Security, they do ask as part of the application process if you have any children that became disabled before the age of 22, and then if the answer is yes, taking the application. So they shouldn't be missing that. But then other things they should be doing, it takes people in that situation, it takes them a little while to learn everything that they should be doing and all the benefits that they're eligible for. And hopefully they can find someone who can point them in the right direction. I think we've got a couple of advisors on here. I don't know if they're on today or not, but I can't remember their names, but they're real knowledgeable about the children's benefits and not just Social Security, but it seems like other benefits too. Those folks are real helpful for people that are just starting out and don't really know anything. So yeah, it can be an issue, particularly when you're just kind of figuring it out.
Yeah, these are younger parents still in their working years, and in some cases, they don't have a clue.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
Have a clue what to do. Like the child may be on Medicaid, but because of the parent's income, they don't qualify for SSI, which okay, that's good. But when I pose the question about where, if something should happen to you, what do you have in place for the child's continued care. And I'm just dumbfounded that I get a blank stare because they just don't know.
Yeah, that unfortunately that is true.
Mhm. But that's all that I have. I do appreciate hearing all the other information that's comes forth on the Zoom. Thank you.
Thank you,
Sure.
Joyce. Bob, did I miss you, Bob? You're up there. Did I miss you?
No, you didn't. Can you hear me, Mark?
I can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I was having some computer issues. I'm sorry. So I finally got on and I missed
okay.
the first half. So
No
no,
problem.
but thanks for, so I'd sent a message to Jim about this question. And although you did give me an answer, Jim, and I appreciate that, I thought this would be good information for the rest of the group. Kind of inside baseball. And if maybe you don't really, it won't apply to you, but this might be, this caught me by surprise. Because I had a client who came to me, actually it wasn't a client, it was a referral to me. He's a domestic partner and man and woman, and he is older than his domestic partner, a female, and he is eligible for Medicare in November, and he's on the group health policy of his domestic partner. So the things we were reading and the things that he had read gave him the indication that domestic partner, he would be able to stay on his domestic partner's health insurance plan and not be considered late enrollee for Medicare. And then we did a little more digging, and then he was referred to me, and then I asked Jim, and although that's true, Jim, and maybe you can expound on that. That's true for Social Security benefits. That's not true for Medicare benefits. Is that correct?
Well, he's not going to draw Social Security either, just as a domestic partner. If he would have to be considered married if they don't have a ceremonial marriage, which obviously they don't, they'd have to be considered common law.
So for Social Security, Social Security benefits, there's no domestic partner
no
benefits. Okay, so I guess I read that answer wrong though. So not only in Medicare but also in Social Security, are there any kind of not spousal benefits, because they're not spouses, but there's no crossing of benefits as a domestic partner at all, period, whether it's Social Security or Medicare?
Right. Social Security basically just considers them as single individuals eligible on their own work record, and that's about it.
Okay. So again, I guess because when I read this, it talks about domestic partners to being able to stay on health insurance, but I guess that was just being on health insurance prior to age 65. But after 65, you're going to be a late enrollee. So again, he's 10 years older. It would have been 10 years late if he proceeded on that. It would have been a bad mistake. So
yeah.
So okay. So anyways, thought I would share that with the group. Thank you.
Thank you too. Let's see. Mark, did we do you, Mark? I don't recall. Mark Eccles.
Listening and learning. No. I'm just listening and learning. Thank
Okay,
you.
so that's Mark Eccles. There was another Mark that was speaking.
Mark Ruby.
I'll go to Mark Ruby. I'll go to you now.
Yeah, no, I'm just listening and learning, and I live in Dallas, so
okay.
Not a good weekend.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, last week was a good weekend.
Yeah,
For you.
true. Sorry about that, Mark.
Okay. GR Notes. I don't know who you are. I don't know. Okay, Plachette.
I'm just listening. Sorry, I'm driving, so
That's okay.
hopefully it's not
That's okay, Plachette. Thank you.
bad.
Okay, how's my favorite Medicare person doing? Andy, you're next.
Hey, Mark, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, you got a busy time coming up, don't you?
We do. Yeah.
So when does it start again? I forgot.
October 1st is when all the craziness begins. Yeah.
Okay. October 1st. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, have a good time, Andy. All right.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay. Krista, you're next.
Just listening, but thank you all for your help.
Okay. Thank you, Krista. Elka. Okay, let's go to Elena. Hi, Elena. Okay, let's go to, oh.
Hey,
yeah.
guys.
Okay, okay,
Thank you so much. I'm just listening in, and actually,
okay,
Aaron asked my question, and I already
okay.
have my answer.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Caitlin,
Hi, I'm just listening in today as well. Thanks.
yeah, believe me, I'm just listening in too. I mean, you guys are answering questions only Jim can answer, so. All right, let's go to Adam. Hi, Adam. Okay, let's go to Rocky. Hello, Rocky.
Morning.
Howdy. What's on your mind today?
If you have somebody that is on SSDI, let's say they're 60, and then within 6 months, they become eligible, I believe, to enroll for Medicare. Is that correct? From the
Well,
application date?
Yeah, it's 24 months. They become eligible for Medicare after being eligible for disability 24 months.
24 months, okay. Thank you. And at that point, I'm assuming they should enroll in Medicare. I mean, are they literally going out getting a supplement, right? Going on, applying for A and B. I'm just trying to get familiar with what this process is. I have somebody who's on the front end of that.
Yeah. Well, they'll be automatically enrolled in A and B. And if they want B, they can keep it. If they don't want it, they can refuse it, but they'll still have A. But then they'll want a supplement plan to go along with that if they take A and B. If they screw it all up, the good news is they get a second shot at it when they become 65. So there's a little bit of difference in the rules for disability Medicare versus aged Medicare. For instance, when we say you can refuse Part B because you have coverage through a large employer group health plan, a large employer group health plan, if you're 65 or older, is 20 or more employees. If you're disabled, it's 100. So it's quite a bit of difference. But if, say, they refuse Part B and they should have taken it, and their only option is to enroll in the general enrollment period, at least when they do reach 65, they can still get on Medicare again and not be penalized. So, yeah, it's 24 months from their date of initial entitlement for benefits.
Okay, and if they hit 65 before that 24 months, then it's just normal Medicare enrollment.
Yeah, then it just starts at 65 in that case.
Thanks, and if you got anybody has a spare quarterback, Caleb Williams may not survive the season after last night, the Bears.
Ooh, he got beat up pretty bad.
He did. He looked shell-shocked.
Is he a rookie?
Yeah, he's out of USC, former
like
Heisman Trophy winner. He's a great player, but man, he has no critique.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Houston killed him.
Seems like the Bears have lots of rookie quarterbacks. Kind of like the Cleveland Browns too. Don't get me wrong on that one, but the Bears lately.
They did throw up a stat last night. The only team that's had more starting quarterbacks than the Bears since 2016 were the Browns.
Yeah, they've had 1,000 since 1999. I'm going to try out one of these days. Okay, thanks, Rocky. Let's go to Luke. Okay, we'll go to Adolfo.
Hey there, Mark. I'm just
Hi.
listening today. Good to
Okay.
hear from everybody. Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Allison. You just joined us, Allison. Thanks for coming in.
I'm just listening, taking it all in. No questions today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Krista, you're next, Krista.
Sorry, I had to drop out real quick and drop back in, so I'm good, but thank you all.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we'll go into some questions that Jim and I have received. But Jim, I'm thinking about how to do the gift cards today, because I want to give the Baltimore Ravens fans a little bit of love. They're 0-2. They need it, and they help the Browns and the Steelers look good. So I'm gonna. Do we have any Baltimore Raven fans here? I need two of you. I'll give you $50 gift cards. So
I can't
any-
even lie and say I'm a Ravens fan.
I
I
do.
hate them so much.
No, okay. I guess that's not gonna work now that I think about it.
Hey, the
Hmm.
Bengals are
I'm a
0-2, and it was my
Baltimore Ravens
birthday
fan.
over the weekend, so send me a gift card.
Hmm.
I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan.
Who
I
said
work in
that?
Baltimore.
That's Barry.
Barry
So
Thomas.
one, he's not afraid to admit it.
Yeah, I work in Baltimore. I'm still a Baltimore Ravens fan.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's how I'll do it. If you work
give it
in
to a Colts fan.
Baltimore, you're going to be entered into this drawing. Barry Thomas is one. Okay. Who else works in? Yeah, I guess you could not work in Baltimore, still be a Ravens fan, but got to draw the line someplace. Who else works in Baltimore that would like a $50 Amazon gift card? Okay. Nobody else. Okay, Joe, Jim.
I live in Glen Burnie, Maryland, and see clients in Baltimore.
Are you a Ravens fan?
Oh no, never.
Okay, sorry. Then you don't.
People won't
Wow,
even
not
lie
even
to
for
get a
the $50
$50
gift
gift
card.
certificate when it comes to the Ravens.
All right, sorry then, Joyce, you don't qualify. Any other Ravens? Any official Ravens fans? We're not without pulling my leg. Throughout the country.
Kind of like
You're-
saying, are you a Vladimir Putin fan?
Well, I know,
I'll give you a
but
$50
I have,
gift card if you are.
but I have to trust people. So, and I'll check your LinkedIn for thing too to see if you are. Anyway, anyone else is a Baltimore Ravens fan that will tell me honestly that they are. Okay, Jim, pick a number between 1 and 38.
32.
I'm gonna assume that's Rocky Green. I'm not gonna do all the counting. So Rocky, you win a $50 gift card. I just counted backwards, folks. Rocky and Barry Thomas. So folks, two of you send me an email. And I'll send that on to my son, Aaron, and he'll send you both $50 Amazon gift cards. Email address, as you probably know, is mkiner, Kiner, at mypremierplan.com. All right, Jim, let's talk about some of the questions that we've received recently. Somebody says, go Vikings. Okay. Thanks, Luke. So, Jim, what was the last question you answered for somebody? The last two questions.
I guess I should pay more attention. I actually answered one this morning. I don't remember what it was. Some about, well, we've been getting a lot about widows and widowers benefits, survivor benefits. So we can go with that. And, how do you find out about those benefits? Well, pretty much you have to contact Social Security. Always ask for that benefit matrix. That will show the person's benefits at retirement, and they can get one for the survivor benefit. It makes it real easy to see at certain points what benefits will be. So it makes it a lot easier to figure out what's going to be their best strategy going forward. You get that benefit matrix from the Social Security office, and they can just print it right up. Here's some about question on pension offset. Government pension offset it applies when you're eligible for a benefit not covered by Social Security, and you're also eligible for Social Security from someone else's work record. So government pension offset will reduce your spouse, ex-spouse, or survivor benefit by 2/3 of your gross pension. Oftentimes it wipes it out. Actually had a meeting with someone the other day, and he was in the process of getting divorced. And every question he asked me, unfortunately, he didn't want to hear. It was never any good news. He's eligible for a pension from work, not covered by Social Security, and he's knocking on the door. He's right now he's got less than 20 years of substantial Social Security covered earnings, so the full windfall applies. So I was telling him what his benefit's going to be based off of his own work record. And he was like, well, that's okay because my wife was a higher, or soon to be ex-wife was a higher earner than me. So I'll just draw spousal benefits from her work record, and his non-covered pension's pretty decent. So nah, sorry, buddy. You're not going to draw from her work record at all. Even if she passes away, he wouldn't be eligible. So unfortunately, that was nothing but bad news for that fella.
Jim, do you have an update on that House bill? Was it 282?
Haven't heard a word.
Yeah, that's the House bill that wants to repeal weapon GPO.
Yeah, they were supposed to vote on that. I think last week it was, and I haven't seen anything or heard anything, whether they even voted on it or if I assume if they did, we would have heard it. So
yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
would have heard.
go with the assumption they didn't.
Does anybody have an update on that? Maybe we haven't heard. Jim, what are your thoughts? I mean, it's getting a lot of publicity. Do you really think it could go through?
I'm not counting on it.
Okay.
And I'm affected by windfall and government pension offset.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't see it going through.
Okay. Jim, somebody was asking us about the software out there. Now, we do not recommend or approve any particular software package. We're not smart enough to say that package A is better than package B. And if we were recommending one, you'd have to think we're getting paid behind the scenes for doing so. We'd be a lot wealthier now if we were. Anyway, some software that's used a lot by our advisors are Social Security Pro, Social Security Timing, Social Security Analyzer. Social Security Timing is also known as Covisum. Analyzers they're located in Overland Park, Kansas, which is a suburb of those Chief fans. And of course, Social Security Pro is also known as Advisor Controls, located in Charlotte, North Carolina. There are other ones, eMoney, Horse's Mouth, so forth and so on. But we do not recommend any particular software package because we've been independent and objective ever since we began our program in January of 2013. Software costs anywhere from maybe $500 to maybe $2,000. You know, I do hear that Social Security Analyzer has good, what do you call it? Good support. But then again, I heard from somebody else that said otherwise. So you just never know.
Hey, Mark, can I put a plug in for the nationwide 360 Analyzer Social Security software is it's run by Covisum.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it's the exact same as theirs, except it's free but it's offered through Nationwide. You have to be registered with them. So
Okay. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
Jim and Mark, Rocky.
Yes.
I had someone who brought in a matrix, and they had a pension, right? There's an offset. You know, I've seen these before, and if the person's not collecting their pension, what I've seen is that it's going to show their gross benefit. It won't have the offset calculated typically. But in this individual, since he was already collecting his pension, when Social Security ran it, the benefit, after we went through the data, it looked like they had actually run what his true offset benefit would be. Does that sound correct?
I could see him using the WEP PIA for his own retirement benefit. Now I'd have to see it. I wasn't aware that they would take that into consideration. But I guess it's possible. I mean, if he's applied for benefits and is being affected either by WEP or GPO, that is part of their main record. So when Social Security, they call it a master beneficiary record, that information is going to be there. So it is available to them to use, but I wasn't aware that they would apply that to the benefit matrix, but it'd be interesting to see one.
Yeah, when we looked at the data, I mean, he's been collecting his pension for years, right? So it clearly should be reflected over there. He just didn't turn it on. And we ran the earnings history, we ran it through, some software and checking it, and yeah, the numbers kept on footing. So we're like, okay, I didn't know they ran the offset, at least in this particular case.
Yeah, I didn't know they did either, so I'd have to see it to be sure.
Okay, I'll shoot you a copy of what we saw.
All right.
Thank you.
Any other questions folks would like to ask? Jim, filing online, any changes there? Do you need, you told me at one time that Social Security was thinking about changing that so you don't have to have an online account. What's going on there? Do you know? Am I
As far
wrong?
as I know, they haven't made any changes to the program.
Okay.
So the only changes I've seen is for the online account. If you registered before September of 2021, you're under the old way of logging in, and that's on its way out. They're making you switch over to login.gov or id.me. And the issues I've seen is sometimes people already have an account, but they make them go through the process of signing into a new one anyway. So they're making you transfer over to using one of those two ways to log into your account. But then once you get in, everything's still the same.
Yeah, I had some issues initially when I tried to convert to login.me. It was on the part of my system. There were some emails that just were being deleted before I even got them. And they would come in and be deleted right away and I would never see them, but I was able to fix it. So I was able to comply with what SSA was asking me to do. So Jim, you still need an online account to file online, right?
Yes.
And there are 4 benefits you're not able to file for online, right? Do you know what those are?
Children's benefits, survivor benefits, child and care benefits.
Yep.
And I don't remember what I said already. Did I say, I said children's, didn't I? If you're filing, already receiving on your own and you want to file this spousal benefit, you cannot do that online.
The spousal boost Jim is talking about. Jim, why do you think you can't apply for the spousal boost online? What's so difficult about wanting to do that?
You have to ask Social Security. I have no clue.
I thought you were Mr. Social Security, been there since the beginning. Oh, sorry, Jim.
Not quite the beginning, but yeah, listen, I can't deal with my own computers. I can't deal with Social Security's.
All right, folks, let me see. There are a couple of other items in the chat. Let's see. They are, nope, nothing we need to worry about. Okay. So anyway, that's, we're done for the day, and I've already sent you out the schedule for the rest of the year. Oh, by the way, the Super Bowl in 2025 is February 9th. So February 9th is the Super Bowl next year, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Okay, folks. And thank you, Teresa, for letting me have some of your Super Bowl rings.
Hey, Mark, before we adjourn, can you
Okay.
hear me? I'm a little mixed up in my head. This rep. Now, what I'm seeing, I know we don't have pensions, not prevalent these days. So the rep applies if a person had a pension and then their employer starts paying into Social Security for them, because I don't see how they could have a pension and apply for Social Security if they didn't want, if the employer did not contribute to Social Security for them. I'm mixed up on that.
Jim?
Well, the federal government, under the old civil service program, you didn't pay into Social Security. You paid into the civil service retirement plan. And then they offered states to be able to opt out of Social Security. So a lot did. And you'll see a lot of teachers, your state teachers that pay into state teacher pension, and they don't pay Social Security tax on their wages. A lot of the police and firemen, they pay into their own pension plan. They don't pay into Social Security. They were allowed at one point to opt out. So if they did that, then the pensions that they receive from those retirement systems will cause their Social Security benefit to be less. They change, remember, they changed pinpoint number one from 90% can be as low as 40%. But it's, you know, if you paid into Social Security, for instance, the federal government started the Federal Employees Retirement System called FERS, and those folks pay into Social Security. They all still pay in a little bit to another pension plan, but under FERS, they're not affected by weapon GPO. Under civil service, you are. So it just depends on, did you pay Social Security tax on your wages? Were you allowed to opt out?
So you can receive a pension and contribute to Social Security, but if you apply for Social Security, then it's reduced because you're getting rich.
Right. So for instance, in Ohio, our state teachers get a state teachers retirement pension. They didn't pay Social Security tax on that. They're affected by windfall and government pension offset. Another big employer who pays a pension around here is the auto folks. So General Motors or Ford, they pay Social Security tax on their wages. They also get a pension from GM or Ford. Those pensions don't affect their Social Security.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. And if you want, if you're still confused, drop me an email, and if we need to, we can get together and talk about it.
All right, folks, that does it for the day. Take care. Hope your teams win for next weekend, except if you're playing the Browns, the Steelers, or the Bengals. All right, folks. Bye, everyone.
See ya.